Titanfall 2 is a game that fell through the cracks for me. I always heard glowing reviews and people often spoke of it highly, but I just never got around to playing it. It's 3 years old now, so I thought the online would be a barren wasteland, and with newer releases offering packed servers, I'd assumed I'd missed my opportunity to play the game in its prime. I was very wrong, with this game offering one of the funnest online experiences I've played in years. My name's Ian, and today on To-Do List, we're looking at Titanfall 2. The story campaign of Titanfall 2 takes place 5 years after the original, and the war between the IMC and the Militia is still going strong. You take the role of Jack Cooper, a pilot in training with the Militia with hopes of one day owning and piloting your own Titan. After your first mission goes horribly wrong, your mentor uses his dying breath to assign his Titan to you, BT-7274, or BT for short. And this begins a partnership of man and robot across the planet Typhon as they try and complete their mission to re-establish contact with their commander while surviving the mercenaries of the IMC. As a first-person shooter, Titanfall 2 is very well put together. Your character has a wide moveset based on movement. You have a double jump and the ability to wall run, which creates fluid and creative ways to get around the map and deal with your enemies. Call of Duty had wall running, but never really utilised it. But in Titanfall it's an integral part of the gameplay, as there's some puzzle solving elements thrown in as well. It's a juxtaposition of slick movement of the glass cannon pilot versus the lumbering tank gameplay of the Titan. The weapons in the game are mostly standard firearms, SMGs, rifles, pistols, but there are 2 weapons in this game that stand out as true Olympian style WMDs. The first being the Eva 8 Auto, which may as well be called the Liquidizer, as all you're going to see when using it is a red mist. It's an automatic shotgun which obliterates enemies at close or mid-range, and makes you feel god tier as enemies fall apart as if they were made from papier-mâché. The second being the Smart Pistol, the most cheaty / feel-good weapon in the game. You aim down your sights and the pistol auto-aims 3 targets and kills them instantly. When this weapon is introduced in the campaign, there's a feeling of urgency to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible, and this insta-kill weapon adds a smoothness to this mission. This is an excellent example of using in-game mechanics to create a desired effect. By essentially turning the game into easy mode when you get this weapon, and throwing waves of enemies at you just to get mowed down, it gives the illusion of desperation in your character to push forward and overcome low odds of survival. And it does this through gameplay and not by shoving story down the player's throats. That's how it's done. But the story campaign has the same issue that all run and gun shooters have, which is you can do everything right, but some NPC biomechanical Hitler from across the map, brandishing a weapon spoke of in hushed tones in Legends, will pick you off and there goes the last 5 minutes of your life. But with a number of checkpoints you won't ever lose a lot of progress. The main selling point of this game for me are the Titans. While human enemies drop rather quickly, fighting as and against a Titan feels like a true tactical battle. With you both having much more health and damage dealing capabilities, there's a grander scale in these fights. You and your opponent dashing, shooting, and using your abilities to kill each other. And with so many different loadouts, it never gets stale. My favourite being the Scorcher loadout with a thermite grenade launcher. It's also satisfying just moving. You can feel the weight of the Titan stomping along, making the controller vibrate. There are 3 chassis designs that all Titans are based on. Ogre, which is the biggest and most physically intimidating. They're more outputted for taking and dealing damage and so are the slowest. Striders, which are the tallest and skinniest Titans, and are more based on manoeuvrability and speed, but lacks armour making them fragile. And Atlas, which are the in-between of the two, making them more of a jack of all trades but master of none. So in terms of gameplay, these machines really do elevate the experience. There are some fantastic environments in this game, but while they all look brilliant, nothing would ever really stick in your memory. All shooting games look great these days, so it can't be used as a standing point anymore. It has to come from the content of those areas. But Titanfall 2 does its best to deliver. From lush forests with wild animals trying to attack you, to factories building makeshift homes along a giant conveyor belt. There's one level where you can travel through time and see a laboratory dilapidated in full working order back to back. And you can use this to get around past and future obstacles and get around enemies using the environment as a tool. The music in the game is the usual grand affair which comes with most AAA shooters these days. Loud, action-packed tracks to get you pumped, but nothing really stands out. I'm not saying it's bad for this. The music complements the gameplay, but I can't think back and remember what any of the tunes sounded like. So I suppose it loses points for not being very memorable. The game itself is short, very short, but most AAA title shooters are. The campaign almost feels like an advertisement for the online, tacked on to bring people in and then get them hooked in the multiplayer. But it's been that way for years. Normally I would complain about this if the multiplayer for this game wasn't so good. It's a new spin breathing a breath of fresh air on the genre. There are several game modes which are standard: capture the flag, elimination, deathmatch. But along with enemy players there are also NPC grunts, which adds a new aspect. They don't give as many points as other kills, but if you kill enough of them and keep yours alive, it can help turn a battle. But the biggest and most impressive part of all the modes is the utilisation of the Titans. Everyone can summon them after enough kills or times passed, and I love this. Giants of the battlefield ploughing through enemies. Nothing makes you feel better than standing next to one, and nothing makes you panic more than standing in front of one. They're threats and targets, and add a whole new level of excitement to the battlefield. You can choose from 7 Titan loadouts. Scorch, which fires thermite explosives via a grenade launcher, and their abilities are based on cornering and pushing enemies back with traps and walls of fire. He's also useful for getting enemies out of cover. Ion is more of a jack of all trades. It uses energy weapons that deal decent damage, and its abilities are based on stopping the advance of the enemy or firing powerful lasers. It's seen as one of the easier Titans to control for beginners. Ronin is a Titan based on speed, who also brandishes a sword. His main abilities revolve around getting up close and personal with his shotgun and hitting hard with his melee. Northstar acts as the sniper of the Titans, with a rifle that once charged can deal massive damage to a Titan at a distance, and he also can hover with the core ability. Tone's abilities are based on locking on. They can fire semi-automatic rockets, and once they hit an enemy 3 times, they'll be able to fire a salvo of targeted rockets, which will chase the opponent down. Legion uses a Predator cannon, with both long and short range ammo types, and a shield ability. Its job is to deal consistent damage with this and try and control the battlefield. Monarch was the last Titan added via a free update. It can upgrade itself the longer it's on the battlefield, making it more of a threat the longer it's out. Faster reload speed, more damage and enhanced abilities. It can also be used in a more support role, giving shields to allies around it. Then there's Operation Frontier Shield, a 4-player co-op survival mode where you stand against waves of enemies whilst defending a harvester. It reminds me of the survival mode in Modern Warfare 3, killing waves of enemies, but with the added benefit of giant robots, which livens any event really. Any kills you get gives you cash, which you can use to buy defensive traps and turrets to help with the defense. It's a really fun mode and I had a ball playing this. This game was a joy to play. and I can't believe I nearly missed out on playing it. The campaign is short but packed to the rafters with mech battles and fast-paced action. It's obvious a lot of love went into this game with the sheer number of free updates and patches to polish this gem. This game is worth a buy, and with it being a few years old, it's so cheap as well. The online is still bustling and you never have to wait long for a match, and once you're in, you're bound to have fun. Which is why today I recommend this game gets high priority on your to-do list. And since playing, I cannot wait for Titanfall 3. Thank you very much for watching my Titanfall 2 review today. If you like what you saw, please give it a like. I publish new videos every Friday, and if you want to see more, please subscribe and ring that bell to let you know when new videos are available.